Okay, welcome to episode 2 of North Wales Spearfishing. Now, recently I've been having a lot of people asking me for marks, but I thought I'd put together a quick video just to show you how you can easily find marks for yourself. You can find productive areas that are going to be interesting dives. Now, the way I do it is via the Navonics depth charts and also via the Ordnance Survey maps, which you can see on my bedroom wall behind me. Now, I went to a completely new area of Anglesey that I'd never even been to before, never been on a walk there, and it turned out to be a really interesting dive. Now, things did not go to plan at all, and in the video I'll talk through that and what you can do about it when maybe you find currents that you weren't expecting at all. So anyway, we'll go into the video. There's quite a big basket shot at the end, so I was very happy with that. Really pleased with it. If you do enjoy the video, please do give it a like, and if you subscribe to the channel, then you won't miss any of the new tactical content which will be coming out quite soon. It should be some quite interesting stuff actually. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the video. So the first thing you got to do when selecting a mark is decide how far you're willing to drive, and this is the area within a day's driving range for me. I can get to all these spots within about 90 minutes. Now, the closest area to me is Anglesey. Anglesey is pretty good, it's got coastline facing in every direction. Usually the west coast, as shown here, has got the best viz. Some really cool marks here, quite like diving it. Now, I picked an area I'd never been to before. This is Roscollin, literally never been to Roscollin in my life, so I thought I'd check it out and explore. Now, some of it looked quite cool. There was this offshore island here, I thought it'd be really interesting, some big deep drop-offs. I thought there could be some ledges, the whole pollock, big underwater boulders potentially. I thought it should be a really interesting place to dive. Now let's take a closer look at this island here. So this is the island with, I believe, Roscollin Beacon on. So it's not massively far out from the shore. But when I swam out, there was a really strong current just firing across. And I didn't realise quite how bad it was until I got out. So this little clip shows swimming out towards the island. Now, it was going quite well to start with. It actually didn't feel too bad. I was getting quite close. I actually got pretty close to the island. But it became apparent it was unsafe to carry on swimming out there, and I was just going to get swept away. Now, the current got really bad as the water shallowed. So the same kind of like current of water is flowing through a shallow area, so it gets compressed, and it runs a lot faster in these shallower areas than it would in the deeper sections. Now, I thought I'd head in and go to these areas around these rocks, should find somewhere sheltered, and in this clip you can see just how fast the current's running. It was quite hard just to maintain position on the surface. Look at all those particles just there, just firing through. So I thought I'd head to this area here. Now, I normally memorise the depth charts before I go out for a dive, or just a rough idea of them. I knew this big hole was here, so I thought there should be a slack in the hole, and larger predatory fish like bass and pollock could be hiding in that slack, waiting to hit the bait fish. Now, bait fish do seem to quite like a bit of a current, and there's some like sand eels and white baits, sprats, whatever they are, just here in the current. I guess the little food particles they feed on just get swept through. It's quite interesting watching them actually sometimes. Now, the current here is shown by the orange arrow, and the area I thought there'd be a slack is shown by the red circle against that steep side of the deep hole. That hole drops off by about 6 meters, so I dropped into the hole, and instantly I knew it was going to be good. The pollock just came in pretty quickly. These are all too small to shoot, they're all about 30 centimeters. But when you see them milling around in front of you, you know it's generally going to be quite good. There's fish there, so that's better than any other places I dived. Hopefully I've seen a bigger pollock. I'd really come for a pollock in this dive, so I dropped down again, so not very deep, only about 8 meters, and plenty of fish about. And again, just cruising around in front of me. Some slightly larger pollock in the background, but nothing worth shooting. Then third drop onto the mark, hit a slightly deeper section at 11 meters, and this dive I thought I'd go something with a bit more structure in the water. So I'd spotted these big boulders that you'll see in a minute, and I thought potentially a bass could be cruising around. And it's always really nice when your tactical predictions are right. So I thought a bass might be here, and there is a bass there. This bass is sort of like borderline whether it's in size or not. Yeah, I thought it's probably a bit small, so I just left it. You can see it just cruising around mega calmly. And I think you know if you're diving well, if bass will come in close to you. Yeah, generally if you're making too much commotion in the water, then bass will spook and just shoot off. But this one was just milling around really calmly right in front of me. It was quite nice. And then fourth drop, I hit a similar area again. Now, one thing I've been trying to really work on with my diving is slowing everything down. So you can see here, I'm at the point where I'm negatively buoyant and I stop finning and just sink down really slowly onto the bottom. So I'm still sinking here. And when you sink like this, the fish just stay really calm around you. I guess you just look like an inanimate object in the water. Now just waiting for them to come in. And waiting and waiting and waiting. We just scan back once more, and there it is. Big bass. Come into view, take my time with the shot, it's really calm, and nail the depth. Very happy with that. So I was really happy with that day. Stuff didn't go to plan at all, and managed to scratch out a bass from there. So really good day overall. I hope that video has been quite informative. It was quite a big bass, but I never got any close-up shots of it, unfortunately. It's about 5 or 6 pounds, so pretty nice fish. Really happy going to a new area that I'd never seen before and coming out with fish. Anyway, as I said before, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, and if you subscribe, you won't miss any more of this content. In the next video, we're going to be looking at places to hunt, about why the sand line where the kelp meets the sand can be such a good area, and what sort of like basic structure we can look for in the water that will attract fish. So if you subscribe, then you won't miss that one. Anyway, enjoy your diving.